MJ Vilches here. And yeah, this is day 4 of Underland Chronicles Fandom Week. But actually, we're still going to be working on day 3 artwork for Blood. And yeah, we are going to be doing part 2 of creating a 2D puppet character. And yeah, today we're going to be rigging him. But first, I need to do a few more tweaks. Just the face here. I want to separate some of the elements of the face here. I'm actually going to transfer Gregor's nose. I'll probably leave Gregor's. Yeah, I'm not gonna be touching Gregor's nose, so I'm gonna Control X that. Control C, and I'm gonna put it on the head line. Control V. I'm gonna go to face, and I'm going to lock the head line. I'm gonna delete the nose here in face. So now we only have the nose on the head line. And I'm also gonna separate the mouth and the eyes. So I'm gonna name this mouth, because we're gonna create another layer and call it eyes. So yeah, hello everybody and Crazy Rabbit Squid. I do hope you guys are still here. And yeah, just tell me if the stream's still good or not. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, assuming that everything is fine. So yeah, I'm gonna separate the eyes. So I'm just gonna grab all of the eyes right here, and then Control C. I'm not gonna show that yet. Control V, and that should be in the eyes now. Hide that for a while. I'm gonna go to mouth, delete it. Now show eyes, and we are good to go. So everything's now fine. I also disabled the lines for the arms because it looks better with that. And I actually should have placed this right here in this point instead of there. But for this one, I'm not gonna go back and do that anymore, so that we can proceed to the rigging. But yeah, I should have. Oh well, let's just go with that. So yeah, right now we're gonna go and start doing some rigs. So I'm just gonna turn off camera here, go to front view. Gotta make sure that I'm right here. I'm gonna rename this collection Gregor, and rename the stroke Gregor. And I'm gonna put in that collection our rig. So we are gonna start by putting the cursor to the world origin. So I guess it's fine there. So yeah, if everything's good, I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, we're gonna be rigging the Gregor character here. I'm gonna go back to front view, and I'm going to add our first bone. It's fine if the origin is gonna be there, I guess, because we're working on a 2D character. So I'm just gonna Shift A. I'm gonna add an armature, and we have a bone. I'm going to change the viewport display of this bone to wire, or not wire, stick, because it's better to, we can see our 2D character and it's easy to see it. So now I'm gonna go to edit mode of the bone, and we are going to start adding what just happened. We are going to start doing something. So we're gonna start. So I'm kind of getting used. Oh yeah, I still need to do one other thing. I'm gonna check in front so we can see the bone regardless of whether it's behind the grease pencil object or not. Which is something that you also do on a 3D character. So I'm gonna start with his body here. I'm gonna put the bone right in the middle of this circular bottom part of his body here. I'm gonna set the cursor to the selected. I'm gonna shift S cursor, selection of the cursor, keep offset, and I'm gonna move that to the Z axis and just do that. I'm gonna align. I'm gonna select this like bottom part of the bone here. Shift S, selection of the cursor, keep offset, and then for the for the neck, I'm just gonna move the top of the tip of the bone right just about there. So G, Z, maybe right here. Yeah, that should be fine right there. Maybe a little higher. So I will rename this bone. I'm gonna press F2, rename this upper body, or body upper. Next, it's kind of like rigging also a 3D character actually. I'm gonna go with this. What I did there, let me just delete that, or Control Z, is I took this bottom part of the upper body bone here, and I'm gonna press E, extruding it to the Z axis. And this is just for the bottom part. So I can rename this body lower. And then I'm also going to, I might just, Shift D this for the legs. So we don't really need like a pelvis bones for a 2D character. So what I'm just going to move this bone right there. I'm gonna select the body lower bone. Control P, keep offset, parenting this because this is gonna be the leg, and I need to put this tip right here on the middle of the semicircle of this leg right here. So maybe right about there. I'm just selecting 2 points there because I'm gonna Shift S, cursor to selected, which will put our cursor in the middle of the 2 selected points. So now I can grab this Shift S, selection to cursor first, and then I'm gonna move it back again, just so both of them are aligned. Shift S, selection to cursor, and then I'm gonna put the other one in the middle of these 2 bones, this circle right here. So I'm just gonna select all of this, Shift S, cursor to selected. It may put it on the center there, but it doesn't look like it's doing that, so maybe let's pick like this guy's right here. Shift S, cursor to selected, and that should be in the center there. I'm just gonna grab this bottom part of the upper leg here. This is the upper leg bone, and selection to cursor. So I'm just gonna rename that F2, leg upper. That is the right leg. Looks like I mixed up the, never mind. Oh no, that's the left leg, not the right leg. Leg upper left, and then I'm gonna extrude Z. And since we don't really have a feet, but tell you what, I do want to test something for this one. So I'm also gonna add a feet bone right here. So we have that. This is going to be the leg lower left. Lower left. And then this is going to be the foot left. I'm also gonna be taking this bone, Shift D this, and put it at the bottom here, and this is going to be like the master bone, the one that's gonna be controlling everything here. So I'm gonna F2, master, and I'm gonna parent the feet bone to the master bone. Control P, but only keep offset, not connected, because connected is like this. This lower leg bone is connected to the upper leg. That's why when I move it, the upper leg also comes, and it's parented. And if you go to control, if you go to post mode, That's, you know, parented there. And I need to change the pivot point to median point again. And you're kind of seeing what's happening here. So I'm probably going to be using IK to control the legs to make animation easier. But it's probably, but yeah, it's best to also have like an FK controller, but that's an advanced thing. So we're going to stick to the IK because it's simpler to like manipulate it. So I'm going to parent, that's already parented. So what we're going to do for the other leg, so I'm just going to select all of this. I'm going to tab to edit mode. I'm going to shift D, gonna press X, and then just move this. So we have the other leg. Because from the previous part, both of these legs are also just duplicated. So I'm gonna grab the center of this again. And let's see. I do hope that everything's fine. Cursor to selected. That doesn't look like the center there. Maybe right here. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. And I'm just going to Shift S selection to cursor, and I'm gonna move it again. And here's another way to align again everything. So I'm just gonna put the cursor there. I'm gonna SZ0 that so that Shift S cursor selected. Wait a minute. We need to also change the cursor to, the pivot point to Shift S pivot point to its period to 3D cursor, so that when we SZ0, that this kind of snaps to the Z axis, that like aligns it aligns to the other one right here where the cursor is. So I'm gonna repeat the process here. So SZ0. To properly demonstrate to you how that works, I'm just gonna move this down. They're not aligned, so if I want to align them, I just set the 3D cursor, the pivot point to 3D cursor. I put the 3D cursor right there in this one because I want this to be aligned in the Z axis to this one. So to do that, I'm just gonna SZ0, and that align them together perfectly. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Okay, what happened? I may not be in the right mode here. Oh, I am in edit mode. So I'm just gonna select all of that, cursor to selected. I'm also gonna select all of this, Shift S, selection to cursor. Oh, nope, SZ0. Same with this one, cursor to selected, SZ0. And both of these leg bones are perfectly aligned. Now we have to rename each of this to right R. I'm just gonna use the whole right word instead of just using R, because if this is a 3D character, I would be like doing a dot R, just so later I could like duplicate the position of the right, like the left leg to the right leg. But since this is a 2D character and we're not gonna end up doing something like that, just gonna use the word right instead of dot R, or left instead of dot L. So we have the bones for our legs here. We're gonna be setting up the bone constraints later. For now, let's just plot out all of the bones here. Next will be the head. So I'm just gonna grab the top part of the body here, the body bone. I'm just gonna go E to extrude, and then Z, so that it's just moving on the Z axis. I'm just gonna do that for the head, so that the head is parented to the body, and let's name this head. Now for the arms. So for the arms, we might need to create a new bone, and I'm probably gonna also add a shoulder bone here. We'll see. So I'm gonna just position the cursor properly here on the middle of this. like semicircle here. So it's just imagine a circle right here, and this 3D cursor needs to be at the center of it because we want the arm to rotate at that, using that as a pivot point. So I think that's good already. Now I'm gonna go back to the bone, tab to edit mode. I'm gonna shift A to add a bone, add a new bone, and I'm just gonna rotate it right there. I can rotate it like that, or fastest way to do it, I'm gonna select like the center of this hand here, or this whole hand probably. But the thing here is we're not even going to like animating the hand, like rotating it or anything. This is just a static hand for this kind of character, for this kind of style. But yeah, I already showed in the previous part how you can add another layer to make a separate hand if you want to do that. But for this one, I'm not gonna be doing a separate hand. I'm just gonna go with a static hand. So I'm gonna selection to cursor, just to position the bone right there on that hand, but maybe move it a bit. Let's bring back the 3D cursor. Oh, oopsie. Let's bring back the 3D cursor, shift S cursor to selected, and I'm just gonna rotate this right there. And then I'm going to W subdivide so that we cut the bone in two. And I am going to position this center part here to the semicircle of the arm right here. Like I said, imagine a circle, and cursor needs to be on at the center of it. So I'm just gonna shift S, selection to cursor on that, and that should be good. That should be the arm part. So I'm also gonna shift D this. I'm gonna add a shoulder bone. This is just a test. I want to see how this will look later. Yeah, right now, just like that, I guess. So this is gonna be F2 shoulder. This is right shoulder. I mean Gregor's right shoulder. So F2 arm upper right, and this is arm lower right. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask any of it in the chats below. I mean in the chats. I mean it should be below if you're watching in mobile. But yeah, I need to parent the upper arm to the shoulder, which will be keep offset. And if we tab into pose mode, or just pose mode, let's change the pivot point to the median point again. This should happen. And you can already imagine that if this arm is parented, it will move and also, you know, do that. And I'm also gonna set up an IK rig for the arms. So I'm gonna add probably just a small. Wait, let me just think. Yeah, I think it's best to like pull this further right here. And then I'm gonna extrude another bone, and this is going to be the IK bone, the hand IK. So I'm just gonna F2 hand IK right. So we're gonna be setting up some IK bones for our 2D puppet here. There are many different ways to do this actually. There are more advanced rig that you can do for your 2D puppet if you've learned enough, but for now I'm just gonna show you something simple. So I'm just gonna shift D SX -1 to flip it, and then GX and move this one to the other side right here. And this may not be equal, I mean this will not be the same as the right arm. So I'm just gonna go to object mode again. I'm gonna grab this, and I need to select like the center of this circle here. And tell you what, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna deselect this by using the C and then middle clicking, Shift S, cursor to selected, and this I'm gonna Shift S, selection to cursor, keep offset, so they're aligned. So I'm not sure if that works. Yeah, it doesn't work in the bones. Let me try something here. I'm gonna turn on gizmos, and let's see. Yeah, this. Yeah, it's not working. It only works for object, I guess, but I'm just gonna have to manually do this like that. Align, kind of align it by eye for now. So yeah, buddy, that's about the plan right there. For TUC week, I'm planning on like looking for ways to create 2D artworks in Blender. That's kind of what I'm doing throughout this week to like figure out how, you know, the things that we can do using the 2D animation features of Blender. And that's kind of what I'm doing. At the same time, also like doing my takes on each of the prompts for TUC week. So yeah, there's probably going to be a 2D animation in all or most of the artworks for TUC week. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going here. I'm gonna grab this middle part right here, Shift S, selection to cursor on there, so that it's right on the middle of that circle. And then I'm just gonna move the hand IK just by eye, doing it by eye. So yeah, at this point, everything is already nice and rigged, but we are going to add one last bone right here in the middle for the controller of the whole body. So this is going to be a the torso bone. So I gotta make sure that that torso bone is selected. F2. I'm gonna rename that torso, and I'm gonna parent that to the master bone. Keep offset. I'm also gonna parent the hand IK. Probably not a best idea to parent the hand IK for a 2D character. Probably best not to parent this on the master bone. I'm gonna parent this instead on the hip bone, probably. So I'm just gonna do that. So it's, why is it so difficult? Oh, why are there two of them? Probably because it's I better parent this back. Parent that. Oops. This needs to be rotated like that. I'm gonna go back to post mode. Oh, actually, yeah, it's fine. Oh yeah, it needs to be keep offset because it's pointing downwards. Oh well, we're gonna keep going. So yeah, there's nothing wrong here. What I did is already fine. So we have the torso bone. Gotta make sure that it's not duplicated. There's two of them because I ended up extruding the point, extruding from both bones here. So there's like two bones right here. But right now we're fine. So it's named torso. It's fine. It's parented to the master. I'm also probably gonna parent the hand to this, but we're gonna be changing parenting the relationships of each of the bones later. So now our rig is complete. So I'm just gonna check if things are like misaligning on like a different view here, and everything's fine. So I think we're ready to do some weight painting. Oh yeah, I forgot to parent this body. I need to parent the shoulder to the body. Control P, keep offset, and I'm gonna parent the body to the torso. Keep offset. So if I move, I'm gonna go to post mode. If we move that, all of the body should move. Also, this one needs to be parented to the torso bone. Control P, keep offset. So you'll be seeing how things look later. For now, maybe I'll deal with yeah, I guess the constraints. So I'm gonna set up some IK constraints here. It's pretty easy to do. All you need to do is create an IK constraint bone. Is just select the foot. I'm gonna select the lower leg. Control Shift C, and I'm gonna go inverse kinematics. And I'm gonna set the chain length to 2. Let's test that. So that's gonna be an issue, and that's because we need another bone for the IK to use to kind of like to base the direction of the knees. So we can do that by grabbing these 2 middle part bones here. I'm gonna extrude it to the x-axis, and then I'm just gonna move this. I'm gonna Alt P this clear parent, I guess. That already clear parent that disconnects the bone to the the leg bones, which it was previously parented, and I'm just gonna move it here. So yeah, Mind Body Gregor will be doing some canon practice, because that's the idea that I figured that I kind of came up with for day 3 for blood, because because of the blood bowls. So yeah, Gregor will be doing some canon practice, and he's going to end up doing the Rager thing. So yeah. Also, a little disclaimer: there will be spoilers here for from the Underland Chronicles. So if you haven't read the book yet, I suggest you read it. So I'm gonna parent this knee bone. I'm gonna rename this knee left and knee right. I'm gonna parent this knee, the right bone, to the right foot. Control P, keep offset. I'm gonna parent the left one to the left foot. So now we have to set up the inverse kinematics for this one. So I'm gonna select the knee bone and then select the upper leg. Control Shift C, inverse kinematics, and set the chain length to 1. Now when I do this, it should behave nicely. I probably need to move the knee bones further right here, so that it doesn't go behind the leg. So we actually don't need to manipulate the knee bone for a 2D character here. So as you can see, everything's nice and working. So I'm also gonna do the same thing here. Inverse kinematics, chain length to 2. I'm gonna grab the knee bone, the upper leg, inverse kinematics, chain length to 1. And now both of the leg should be working properly. So if I do this, you can already see what's happening here. That's looking nice. You can already see our character moving just by doing that. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the hand, which means I also need to set up the elbow bones. So I'm just gonna select the upper points right here. I'm gonna extrude it to the z-axis downwards, or maybe not downwards. Maybe, tell you what, let's set up the inverse kinematics first and worry about that later. So inverse kinematics on the hand, chain length to 2. So now we can move it. I think it's fine. It's fine not to put the maybe it's not fine. Yeah, it's not fine. We're going to need to set up the elbow bones as well. And I think it's going to be different for each arm. So for this left arm here, I'm gonna extrude the elbow bone downwards. I'm gonna Alt P that, clear parent, move it to the z-axis down right here, or maybe right here at the center. Alright, maybe just down there. I'm gonna parent that to the hand. Control P, keep offset. And now let's set up the inverse kinematics as well. Chain length to 1. So now I can do this, and the hand and the arm should behave nicely. Let's do the same thing for this one, but the elbow for this one should be at the top. So I'm just gonna parent this immediately to the hand. Control P, keep offset, and move it right there. And then I'm gonna set up some inverse kinematics. So chain length to 2, Shift C, inverse kinematics. I'm just repeating. This is just repeating process here. I already showed you how to do it. So I'm just gonna breeze through the rest. So now everything should be nice and working. I think at this point we can start parenting the 2D object to the armature here. So this is something that I actually haven't tried on this like stable version of Blender 2.80 because I only tried this in the beta, and right now this is my first time trying it on an official version. So yeah, disclaimer, I might make some mistakes along the way as we move on further on this one. But yeah, let's just do this thing. So usually for 3D character, all you need to do to parent an object to the bone is by selecting the object and then selecting the bone and then Control P. I'm not sure if that's gonna work for this one, but I'm going to try. But I'm not gonna do with automatic weights. I'm gonna do with empty groups, and hopefully that works. I'm also gonna rename the bone F2 Gregor Armature. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna select Gregor here, and I want to see it should be in vertex groups right here in the object properties, object data properties of the grease pencil object. If we expand, and all of our bones should be here. And looks like I forgot to rename some of our. Yeah, I forgot to rename the left arm here. Let's just do that quickly because seeing that .001 isn't. I don't know. It's an OCD, I guess. Whatever that means. I think it means, you know, just wanting everything to be in order, nice and clean, and I guess that's OCD. I don't know. I'm just basing that on how I've heard it being used in films and you know, in other vloggers or videos. Well, yeah. I think everything's nice and renamed now. There's no. Oh, there's still one right here. Left. What was that? Is it that? Yes, it's the elbow bones. So elbow left and elbow right. So they need to be renamed properly because we're gonna be needing that later on. Because we're gonna be doing while parenting, we'll need to know what bones we're selecting here in the vertex groups to properly, you know, parent things. So yeah, actually, I should have. I need to set this bone to not deform. I should have done that before parenting, so that they're not included in the vertex groups. Because these bones right here will not be affecting our grease pencil object, so they need to not be set to deform, so that they don't, you know, they're just there to handle some constraints and other motion that does not include, you know, deforming the mesh. That, you know, the bone itself is not deforming the mesh. Hopefully that's understandable. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the grease pencil object. I'm going to get rid of the master here. We don't need that. I'm also gonna get rid of the knees and also the elbows. I have to be careful not to remove other essential bones. And the torso won't be manipulating anything. So now we are going to parent the head. We're gonna start with the head. So what I can do here is I'm gonna get the head bone right here. I'm gonna make sure that the head is selected right here. I'm gonna tab to edit mode on our grease pencil object. make sure nothing else is selected. I'm gonna select all of the head right here, including the face. I've selected the body there. I have to only select the head. I'm gonna control L and then select the rest. So I'm gonna go to wireframe view to make sure that I've selected only the head. So we're good here. It's only the head. I'm gonna assign. So yeah, if you've made sure that everything is selected here, only the right points that will be controlled by the head. If you're sure that everything there is selected, nothing else, I'm gonna press assign, and that should do the trick. And it looks like something is happening to the line. We did not parent the line right at the bottom there. So we're just gonna have to go back to the grease pencil object. I'm gonna select that line because yeah, it wasn't selected. So I'm just gonna assign that as well, and everything should work now. Should work nicely. And now we can move the head, but we need to parent the rest of the body. So yeah, that's awesome. Now let's go and parent the body. So I'm gonna lock the head here. I mean, not that. I'm gonna lock the head on the layers here. I'm gonna lock the eyes, mouth, hair, everything here, because we've already parented them, and we don't. Well, I'm gonna turn back on the lines for the arm just in case we need them. We're gonna include them in the. We're gonna include like on the parenting. We're gonna include them. So all of the heads already parented. We're not gonna be touching that anymore. Next, we're gonna parent the body. So it's probably best to parent, you know, from using these layers right here. We're gonna parent from the top to bottom. So I guess we're gonna be parenting the arms first, because it's right here on the top of the layers here, our 2D layers. So let's do that. I'm gonna parent the arm. So I have to select this is the right arm right here. If I hide, we can confirm that I am on the right spot. So looks like I am. So I'm gonna just do this. Control L. Make sure that everything's selected, but not confirm that. I just moved it to make sure that everything is selected. I think it's like a better thing to do this. I press G, move it around, but not confirm it. Just right click to cancel it. But that only works, I guess, on a right click select. You can either like G, and if you don't want to like confirm, press escape. So yeah, everything in the arm selected, but that's not what you want. All you want is just the upper arm here. So I've selected the upper arm, and then I have to move to the vertex group here. I have to find. Tell you what, I can do that method, or maybe I can do this. I'm gonna select the bone, select the grease pencil object, and I'm gonna go weight paint. And now we can do weight painting also in 2D grease pencil objects. So I have to select. I think I actually need to go to post mode. Go back to object mode, and I need to make this post mode. Actually, it should automatically change to post mode, but it's not. Huh. Tab. I guess that's a bug, because when you do this, the bone should automatically go to post mode. So I guess weight painting is not that possible for 2D object yet, because yeah, in a 3D object, if I select the bone and then the object and then I go to weight paint mode, the bone automatically sets itself to post mode, but it's not happening here. So I don't think we can use weight painting for the grease pencil object properly, or I'm probably just being a stupid again and not changing There's probably an option that I need to change here to make the bones in pose mode, but tell you what, that's gonna take so much time to figure out, so we're just gonna go with the vertex group method right here. We already know the names of the bones anyway, so I'm just gonna proceed with using that kind of method. So we've already selected the upper arm right here. I'm gonna go to vertex group, and I need to find the arm upper right. This one, arm upper right. So it should be this one, and I'm gonna assign all of this upper arm right here to the upper arm right. So if I move this, that should follow. And it looks like we did not include a line here. Always missing some parts of it. So make sure we select everything this time. And that should include, there should be, I'm going to lock some of this, some of the upper arm layer here, so that we don't accidentally, like the bottom, the RB, so that we don't accidentally select it. So I'm just gonna select all of that again, go back down, arm upper right is selected, assign, and now it should work. Yes, everything is nice and selected. Everything is following nicely. I can move this right here to. So yeah. Now that's good. We can go back to the grease pencil object. I'm gonna lock this. These are done. I'm gonna unlock the the lower arms, and select them both. And this kind of process is just gonna end up, and it's just gonna repeat for each of the parts of our puppet animation here. So I'm just going to breeze through this. I'm not gonna like slow down to tell you, because this is just a repeating process. So if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask in the chats. But yeah, I'm gonna breeze through the parenting process here, because I've already like demonstrated to you how to do it, and now I just need to get it done. So I've selected the bottom part right there. I need to find arm lower right, assign, and now all of the arms, all of the arms should be doing its thing. And as you can see, you can already see how awesome this is. So Gregor will be holding a sword here. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go and do the rest of the bones here. So I'm gonna lock the ones that are not gonna, that doesn't need it. Now we can parent the body. So I'm gonna select all of the body here. So I don't have to worry about selecting the face, because I locked it. And you do need to lock some of the ones here. I'm gonna lock the bottom parts here, just so we don't accidentally select them. I can now press A to select everything, because the only things that are unlocked is the body, upper body. So now I'm gonna find our upper body here, body upper, assign, and that should work. Let's check. And yeah, as you can see, it's working. Now let's move on to the next ones. So I'm gonna lock the body now, and I'm gonna unlock the arm upper. I'm gonna select all of that by pressing A. Everything's locked, so I don't have to worry about selecting the wrong ones. I'm gonna find arm upper left, assign. I'm gonna unlock that. Lock the upper. Now we're going to the bottom part, the lower part, and then select everything by pressing A, arm lower left, and test. And I'm gonna test it, see it's working nicely. Next, so I'm just gonna breeze through the others here without testing them, and probably regret things later. So now we're going to the leg top, the right one. Go down the bones right here, leg right, upper right, assign. I'm gonna lock this. I'm gonna proceed to the leg right, bottom. So tab, select all of the right bottom right there, And then I'm probably gonna, yeah, I'm gonna select all of this right there, and then I'm gonna deselect the part of the foot right there, because there's, like I said, we wanna test something with the foot bone here. So I'm gonna assign this to leg lower right, assign, and then I'm gonna control I and assign that to the foot right. This should be right. Foot right. So let's test this actually. See how this looks, and doesn't look great. So yeah. Did I not? I think it doesn't work because I ended up setting this to not deform. So let's change that back to deform, because that's supposed to deform. And now let's do this again. I'm gonna go to the I might have deleted, so I'm gonna assign that again. Let's see. And still not working. Oh boy. Okay then. F2. That may have been a bug, I don't know. I'm gonna try weight painting again, see if... Yeah, there we go. Weight painting. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna include all of that there. Leg upper right, or leg lower right. So it should be nice. So unfortunately for this one, we're gonna have to, yeah, I'm going to have to parent. I'm gonna ditch the feet and just parent the whole thing on the leg, and that's gonna do something, and you'll see soon. Leg lower right, I'm gonna assign, and this time if I move the leg, yeah, everything follows here, and we can't do this anymore. Because tell you what, I'm gonna keep it that way, and then I'm just gonna do some 2D animation to like animate the leg, the foot, because setting up another layer is going to take so much time, and we need to be finished in an hour. Anyways, I'm gonna move on to the other leg for this one. So yeah, just breeze through this thing, just doing the same kind of process as the previous one. So that should be leg upper left. Now let's move on to the next one, leg no, not that, leg lower left. Assign that, and then lock it, and now this should be the last things that we need to do. And then I'm gonna select the body. Huh, what did I rename this? Body. Did I just delete body lower? Well, I did say a disclaimer that I'm gonna be making a lot of mistakes at this point, so... Oh, there it is. Body lower. Assign. And now everything should be parented nicely. Now we can see our character moving. And you can even... This is Gregor flying. And we can like have fun with this at this point. Maybe even create a quick run cycle. But yeah, for this video, I'm just gonna create a quick like run cycle for Gregor. And the whole Rager thing I'm gonna be doing, off recording, because we don't have that much time to do that. But we do have time to create a quick run cycle for this character, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna switch over to 2D animation. I mean, to general animation here, so that we have the dope sheet. And for 2D animation stuff, we can just do that later. But yeah, at this point, our 2D puppet character is done. It's ready for animation. You can do some custom shapes for the bones, but that's like an advanced thing. And that will take so much time, and I don't think you really need it. We can even change the display of the bone here, the viewport display for the bone, make it even more small by changing it to wire. But it's it's barely visible now, but it's still there. You can just change the display as to back to how it is once. But yeah, to make the bones less obstructing the view here, we're gonna transfer some of the bones that we won't be using here to a different layer. So we won't be using the bones that has the inverse kinematics on it. So I'm gonna move it to a different layer so it's hidden. And the ones that's left here are just the bones that will be manipulating our character. So right now, we're gonna do a quick run cycle. This is a very janky run cycle, so I'm just gonna turn on auto keying here. And then let me just go bring that up. I'm gonna go to keying, location rotation. I've set the keying to automatically put location rotation keyframes for each of the bones here. And we are going to do a quick animation, because at this point, as I said, our character is already done. I'm going to turn off the lines for the arms here, and turn off the arm line. The arm LB line and the arm RB line, and also all of the lines of the lower body here. So the leg line, all the lines, and also the body line. So I'm just gonna lock those grease pencil objects. So yeah, let's do a quick run cycle. So I'm just gonna, this is just a very quick run cycle. We can even like rotate the shoulder. I think it's a good idea that I added the shoulder bone there. Quick run cycle. We're gonna start with both feet off the ground, and press I to add but we have auto keying, so it will automatically save those lines. So I'm gonna go to frame 10. We're gonna deal with the timing later, and I'm just gonna bring him down, make him step. So the ground should be this line right here. So he's gonna be running like how that kid from Limbo run. That's gonna be how our little Gregor is gonna be doing that here. And do that. Just a quick run cycle. Maybe you make that faster. I wanna... Oh yeah, the Control Shift V will not be working here, so we're going to have to keep going like this. So like that. So yeah, custom shapes. will be important, because now it's confusing which bone we're manipulating. So yeah, just a quick run cycle here. And a janky one too, because it's not gonna be like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The middle part again. The middle part of the run here. Actually, this needs to go up again. And then go down again as he lands to the ground with his other feet. So and then I'm just gonna get this keyframe right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna shift D that keyframe and put it right there. And now we can loop this by setting the endpoint to the frame before the last one. So now if I do this, we have made Gregor run, and we have created a 2D puppet animation. So yeah, I think that's all for this one. I'm gonna be, for my entry on TUC week, I'm gonna be doing a bit more animation to create my entry for blood. But for now, yeah, we have Gregor here running from the rats. There's a huge cliff right there, and the last who will die must decide where he stands. The fate of the 8 is contained in his hands. So bid him take care. Bid him look where he leaps. For life may be death, and death life again reaps. That's a prophecy from Underland Chronicles. Anyways, yeah, this is what we've achieved. We've created a 2D puppet character right in Blender using grease pencil. We did a rig for it, and then animated him running. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a bit more animation for my entry for TUC week, like I said. And yeah, this is it for now. And I do hope that you've learned something from this. I've helped in your Blender learning. But yeah, this whole video is not exactly a tutorial, but just me sharing my workflow. Share my workflow, you know, in doing stuff like this. And there's definitely a lot of things that can be improved, and more advanced things that you can add if you're ever going to use something like this for production. But yeah, we managed to do this. Maybe you can try it out. I'm gonna be giving away this blend file with Gregor running for free. I'm gonna be repairing it after the stream, and then I'm gonna be putting the link in the description below, and also announced it in the community page, community tab of this channel. So yeah, I think that's all. Thank you so much for the people who are here for watching. Thank you for you who watch this, even if it's not the stream. And yeah, hopefully I've managed to give you something new on your artistic learning. And yeah, I think that's all there is to be said here. Once again, thanks for watching. And also I wanna thank my Ko-fi givers, the ones who've given so far, both one time and the ones who's just given constantly. So yeah, Magnolia Weathershield, Eric Madrigal, Elizabeth Money, Tristan Wintle, Guillermo Gage, and Ambuddy. They're the ones who's given me a lot. The ones whose name is in gold. And I have a really nice just watch out for the doodle logs and the Journey to Awesomeness videos, because these guys right here, all of them right here are going to have a nice little treat, especially when episode 1 is released. So yeah, thank you so much for the support of these guys. And also, if you want to support me in my endeavors, go to ko-fi.com/doodlenoseproductions. This is also where I'm gonna be putting the blend file, the free blend file, on my Ko-fi shop. It's gonna be there if you want to download it. I'm gonna be putting that there later. So yeah, I think that's all for now. Consider liking, subscribing the Doodlebo channel, and hit that notification bell button if you wanna want to be notified for more stuff. And also follow Doodle Notes Productions, my main channel on YouTube, or do it in everywhere else. That's where I will be uploading the final like films and animations that I end up doing, and then I show how I do it here in this channel. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. My name is MJ Vilches, and yeah, gotta do some TUC week stuff actually.